Hey guys, now listen, some of you may know my Workflow CO Pro set of actions for Photoshop. They do all kinds of chroma, luma splitting, and image decomposition, and one of the most popular ones is the 30-degree hue HSB replace. We have it on white and black mask, two different options, and I'll show you how that works in a minute, but I also want to show you a new way of using some of these masks that maybe you hadn't thought about. Real specific, but especially for landscapes and other detailed things, every now and then you need these selections to be very, very specific, and often you need all the different color ranges. So for example, look, I already ran the 30-degree hue on black. This is what happens. It's a cool image decomposition of every color range in 30-degree splits, right? Now, if you don't know how this works, please check out the videos. We have all kinds of videos on that. But basically what ends up happening is, let's look for example, the reds. Hold down Alt or Option, click the little eyeball. This is the reds mask. Go to the oranges, you can see the oranges mask, and of course, the yellows. And of course, on beautiful multicolored landscapes, you can see all the different ranges. Here's the greens, not a whole lot there, but nonetheless, here's the cyans. All right. Now, you might think to yourself, what does that mean? Well, normally you can double click these solid colors and open up the color picker, and then you can swap out the color. So you can see there, that one's not super obvious. Let's go to cyans. I can change that color any way I want. Do I need to turn it to red? Probably not. But with minor little changes, little details, like let's go to orange, for example, I can make it more red. I can make it more yellow. I can swap out the exact color that I want. And I do mean the exact color I want. So if I were to go to here and choose white on orange, you get white. You choose black, you get black. And that's why I call it color replace. But there's another function that could be very useful for you. See, sometimes you want to make a selection of a certain color range, and then you want to manipulate it in some manner. Now, if you go, for example, let me just close this out real quick. If you go and choose a hue and saturation adjustment layer, and then you come here and choose some kind of range, let's start with yellow, and you dial in these little, these little bars here, these little ramps to get exactly the range that you want. And then you can increase saturation, decrease it. You can increase lightness specifically and decrease it. And of course, you can shift the hue around. That's the more direct, less control version, because you have to use the sliders to get different results. However, what if you don't want just H, S, and L? What if you want to use curves? What if you want to use another adjustment layer? What if you want to color grade on a specific range with a different adjustment layer of some kind? Well, you need that selection. And getting that selection, there's different ways to do it. But when you have this decomposition already set up, you can get the selection as follows. So let's go, for example, to cyans, because it's really obvious. So what we need to do, like I mentioned earlier, hold down Alt or Option and choose the little eyeball next to the mask in question. Now you see it. When you see something in Photoshop, that is to say, if it's in front of you, that means that what you're looking at, you can select the luminosity of it. And that's with a key command. There's a way to do it by clicking on the channels, but the key command is so simple. Option Command 2 or Option Control 2, as in the number 2. Option Command 2. Done. You may not see it, but it's selected. So now we can close that folder out. And while that selection is running, let's say I go to like a curves. Now I made a curves, right? Let's go ahead and just turn this back on because I forgot to. Okay, we just turn on all. Well, you know what? We can just turn it off. We can just close it. There we go. So what I've done is, here's the image, and here is the mask of the cyans on a curve. So now I can use curves. Instead of using lightness, I can brighten with curves, which is a very different sort of brightening effect. I can even use an actual curve if for some reason, somehow adding contrast in a curvy way is useful for the cyans. And often it is. Yeah, the water's a little shinier there. So I started with, let me just run the whole thing so you can see. Let's say I've got my image basically done, or I'm just getting started even. I can run the black mask 30-degree hue decomposition. It's going to remind you that you need actual pixels to start with. And it's just going to take a few seconds. And then when it finishes, like I said, you have the whole image decomposed in 30-degree hues, and you can use these masks for anything. So let's take a look. How about this Azure mask? That's pretty intense. So while we're looking at it, we held down Alt or Option. Let's do it smart this time. Option Command 2 or Alt Control 2. And then now we hold down Alt or Option and click the eyeball again to bring it back. Just in case we want to keep our layer stack. Close the layer stack. We have a selection running, and now we can literally do anything. I don't know what you might want to do, but let's say, let's put a gradient map on the Azure. I mean, why not? And then we're going to come here. Let's look at some crazy color grades, something like that. And we're going to put that sucker on soft light. Look, I don't know. There it is. We have something interesting like that. Let's put it actually on overlay. Overlay. We have added a gradient map for some reason just to the Azure because we started with that mask. And who knows what sort of color exploration this might end up giving you opportunities for, right? So it went from there to there. That mask can also be used for any of the adjustment layers, of course, including curves, etc. So people have asked me and they told me, look, I use hue and saturation. I come here and I find a range. I might even use the eyedropper tool, click there. Now I have a range and I can change the saturation of that range. I can increase the actual range of it here. I can lighten, I can darken, and I can change the hue. So why would I need to do all of this? Well, again, this gives you H, S, and L, but if you want curves or any other adjustment layer with that range of selection, well, you know what? You can produce this decomposition just to have all these masks available to you. So just a quick thought there. Again, that's Workflow CO Pro. So many different things that it does, including some great workflow stacks for, I don't want to say general retouching, but for like a decomposition approach to retouching of all kinds, of all genres of photography, not just portraits like I do. This beautiful landscape is by my friend Sanjeev. I've been using his images for years because he lets me demo with them. So questions, leave me a comment below. Go to our website and check out Workflow CO Pro, because to me, it's one of those action sets that's a sleeper set, if you will. People who get it say, holy crap, I can't live without this. Other people look at it and go, I don't understand if I actually need this. I recommend you give it a go. And recently, right now it's June 2026. Recently, I've done a price drop across all MVP products to try to help people out, because I know a lot of people are kind of taking some financial hits lately, etc. I won't go any more about that, but questions, drop me a comment below or MVP@ninobatista.com.